began to pack her bags, because it was the only sign of a human being she had seen in the past few days. But she stopped in her tracks as soon as she ran past. In front of her was an overturned car. The driver of the car was her husband, who had come to pick her up. Just as the woman was distraught, suddenly she heard something behind the car. She slowly got up and went to check. It was her daughter. It turned out that when Tom came to pick her up with his daughter, they came across two bad guys killing animals. Tom wanted to go down and stop them, but how can the bad guys be reasonable people? Tom saw that they were physically strong and not easy to deal with, so he was ready to take his daughter away. But the father was shot down by the bad guys. By the time Manal found out, her husband was not breathing. Only her daughter survived. After her daughter fell asleep, she took all the supplies out of the car because she had to get her daughter out of the desert alive. The next day, the two woke up and heard something in the distance.
Somebody's coming.
They were so scared that they rushed to pack their things. Then they hid under a hill. Soon two bad guys drove up. They were afraid that they would be exposed, so they came back to dispose of the body. But the Hats found that the little girl was missing. The two men buried Tom's body and then prepared to look for the girl. Suddenly the phone rang in the car. It turned out to be their boss told them to go back immediately. The two men had to drive away. When they were far away, Manel set up a stone for the place where they buried her husband's body, so she could come back and look for him after she escaped. Then she took her daughter and prepared to leave the desert. As they walked, they cleaned their footprints, and so they walked for a day. The two found a safe place to pitch their tent and rest. When they woke up the next day, Manal turned around and realized her daughter was gone. She rushed out to look for her. Manal saw a simple house in the distance. Her daughter was walking towards it. Manal didn't dare to go up to the house, but watched from a distance. The girl came in and tried to ask the owner for help.
We need help.
Someone else out there?
The old man listened and warmly welcomed Mei, and asked her to bring her mother over after she finished eating. While Xiao Mei was enjoying her meal, a car was coming towards them. It was the two bad guys who were looking for her.